Well, hi. Another 2 cents here. 2 cents, act of war. And so I would refer to Psalms 122, verse 6, that says, Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. And I do pray for the peace of America and Jamaica fervently, but must admit that in recent time this has really wavered in intensity. About a year ago, when this special military operation of Russia invading Ukraine started, with the simple request now, relatively, of one, demilitarizing, and two, abandoning all efforts to join NATO, was at the forefront of the reasons for the invasion. And I could see that this wasn't headed in a good direction, and started to advocate to my friends and those who I communicating that they need to start encouraging protests against this war. Of course, the mainstream media wouldn't put it that way, and a lot of people get their education from the University of Mainstream Media, MSNBC and CNN, for example. And so truth is not something that is very well highlighted on these channels. I really don't watch them. Maybe if I do 5 minutes in a year, I've done plenty. In any event, it brings to recall at this time now 9/11, when there was that heinous bombardment of the Twin Towers in New York. And rightly so, George Bush declared war upon those who were guilty of such an offense. But there is another now act of war, and that is the blowing up of the pipelines, the Nord Stream 2 pipelines, which it's hard to deny that the U.S. is at the heart of it, and has been revealed by the Hirsch article, revealing in detail just about how the operation was covertly, secretly planned in such a way that wouldn't involve Congress, and so planned, so done. This was a pipeline that went from Russia to mainly Germany or Europe, and really was a great source of natural gas. And as to any good reason why this would be at the heart of planning of destruction is really hard to fathom, except for greed and selfish means. In any event, it really stands pivotal as an act of war, as if there was any question that a war was already going on. It's just that it's really taken it to another level. And still, people remain oblivious, if not just plain old quiet, or maybe even in disbelief of this horror or terroristic act, and what it might actually um, mean to the planet. And everybody's like acting in a dream state and tolerating the criminalities and the corruption of the present administration. And I think they try to justify themselves by some racism thing that is really almost non-existent, except for occasional examples here and there. The fact is, those who advocate for it live in 10-car garages, have private jets, and don't want to live among common folks. So there it goes for the racism that everyone screams about. The support of Ukraine by the U.S. has spiraled to close on $150 billion, and has moved way beyond javelins and ammunition and HIMARS and tanks and chemicals like depleted uranium. And of course, the entertaining of jets And certainly, they always said there wouldn't be boots in the ground, but there are boots in the ground. So let's not kid ourselves about the war that is on. But when you have a very pivotal, active war, it does strengthen the resolves of, it brings to mind David and Goliath and Sodom and Gomorrah, because this administration has really decimated American immorality, where they're just as culpable in being quiet to lies and censorship and all the obvious deceit and cover up and trying to pin the blame on some innocuous events as balloons and January 6th and really things to divert from the horrible corruption that's really unleashed. And so, just here 2 cents on an act of war.